Welcome again to my tens of friends. Hello, it is me, Teacher TJ. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to watch me and to rewind and review Abbott Elementary Season 2, Episode 10, Holiday Hookah. This episode opens up with singing and music or choir class, which is being held in a library. Jacob's old boo Zach is directing the singing. And Janine is trying to ask him something, but Jacob lets her know that Zach only answers in a singing tone once he's in his zone. So Janine begins to sing questions to him. As he's singing, we all realize that he has a really nice voice, okay? Turns out Zach and his family take caroling very seriously. I thought about caroling, and then I thought about how I don't like being cold. And no, actually, I hate being cold. And the idea of knocking on strangers' doors, and so I just threw the whole idea away. But I've never in all of my years ever had someone knock on my door caroling. So is that a real thing? Like, do you guys know any carolers? Like, have you ever witnessed caroling? If so, let me know in the or do you carol? If so, let me know down in the comments. Maybe I'll do it next year. This episode starts with Janine handing out holiday cookies, and it's funny because we all have to be like cognizant of how we celebrate in our classroom as teachers, because you have to be inclusive and also respect parents' boundaries or wishes, because some kids might not celebrate holidays, some kids might celebrate holidays, some kids might set Kwanzaa, some kids might do Christmas. So you try to kind of try to remember that. And yeah, Janine's doing a good job. She has holiday cookies, not Christmas. What I found is that my parents don't really be with like all of that, old parents and new. Most part, nobody really wants to partake in the Halloween. So what they'll say is like, yeah, they can have the candy, but they can't dress in costume. And it's like, are you against it or are you for it? Because if you like against it, I can, arrange a whole day where they are not involved, but if you're saying it's okay, then why go through all the hassle if it's okay? But if it's not okay, I am totally fine with making sure that your child does not participate in the holiday activities, but also has a good time. But so far, we just kind of celebrate everything here. I am a weirdo, and lesson plans can be hard. So, what I do, I might celebrate Bean Day up in this mug because it just gives us more. First of all, I love to celebrate. Time for a party. Let's get it. Um, although I have did bad for Chris, I did okay for Christmas, but New Christmas, but New Year's I did terrible, and we didn't do anything. We didn't do a countdown. Normally, I do a countdown. The kids a toast, balloon drop. Just it's like a whole big thing for the whole day. It'll be something for every hour. But this year I was not with you. But knowing everything I know about holidays today, I would rather just throw a party. We don't have to necessarily celebrate the holidays per se, but the holidays will leave you saging your house and meditating and praying and clearing your home space, because once it's all over, not to mention, I just personally don't really dig. Okay, this sound bad. I don't really dig too deep into like what the holidays mean, because then I know for sure I won't be celebrating them. I just kind of like turn a blind eye to it, and we kind of celebrate. Because if you really dig deep enough, you'll not that I know exactly, but I've heard that the candles on the birthday cake, the turning the lights off, like all of this stuff is like rituals that represent something else. And I prefer not to go down that dark. I think it's dark. road of what's going on with all these holidays and meetings. So I just turned a blind eye to it, and we just kind of like the cake and have holiday. Side note, I hollered as Janine passed out the holiday cookies because they all got cookies to represent their belief. One kid, Randall, got a blank cookie. I guess he don't celebrate anything. At Abbott, all of the teachers are preparing for break because the teachers get 2 weeks off. Shout out to all my child care providers. I'll say to you, and I mean it, take some time off, okay? Use those Christmas or holiday breaks to organize and get some time for yourself, or, prepare for the upcoming year. Think of it as if public schools, and probably even private, are closed for at least a week during these holidays, and you deserve the same, okay? Close down, please. Well, I take that back. If you could afford it and your families, it all lines up, which, let's be honest, Christmas is probably the best time to get your break if you don't get a break throughout the year, just because it's a family time. And a lot of times, even if a parent doesn't have someone, a second way of daycare, they will have a family member over, or a lot of family members over, who could help with daycare. Also, there might still be like some daycares where you can do like extended care, and it's not really a big hassle, because I believe in your break. Get one. My yearly calendars are prepared in advance for the days that we will be off throughout the entire year. I realize that if I do not take the time off, I will not get the time off. And to be my best, I need a break periodically. My next break is not until Martin Luther King Day off. But yeah, teachers need a break. Take the time to have a break, because if you don't, you'll wish you did. And then a lot of times what happens is that teachers end up with unplanned breaks, after a while. I've had new childcare children come for a short amount of time, and usually they don't even know how long that they'll be here. Because one thing about childcare is, once you get to a teacher that you love, I don't care what the next teacher do, you kind of like just want your child to stay with them. It's a real bond. But they have to take a break, because when you have a home daycare, it's usually one or two people. So if you don't get a break and you end up crashing out, getting sick mentally or emotionally, and you have to take a few weeks off, well, now you kind of inconvenience the parents, because you have to take, time to get yourself together. So, make sure you schedule in those breaks, because you deserve it. I know you do. Janine will be going out with Erica during the break, and she's happy about it. Over in the library, the teachers are doing a grab bag, and me personally, I hate grab bags. Don't put me in one. Don't ask me to participate. I will just buy my own gifts, and I will just buy my own children gifts, and I hope others do the same. You want to buy me a gift, but don't put me in a grab bag. I think I stated before that any grab bag I've ever been in turned out pretty crappy, except for a couple of times when I got a halfway decent gift. But overall, I don't like the pressure of having to give a gift. Now I got to shop for this person I don't know, or receive a gift of something that I don't want and fake like I really like it when I don't. So yeah, just keep me out of it. I remember one time I was in the family. I don't know if I told this story. I feel like I did, but I was in my family's grab bag, and my baby was a baby at the time. She got one freaking onesie out of a pack that had been open, and I was so offended. Like, did you really just give my baby a used onesie? Might as well have been. After I had bought like a decent gift for the grab bag. Well, I love giving gifts. I'm pretty sure whatever gift I got was nice. But overall, keep me out the grab bag. So Mr. Johnson got a sculpture of his head from Janine. In the grab bag situation, all Melissa, Gregory, and Barbara ended up pulling Ava's name, and she said she put her name in there a few times so that to make sure that she got a decent gift. Oh, that's how it goes. Jacob didn't participate in the grab bag, but he did buy Melissa a poinsettia plant. Barbara receives the plant and they take it to the break room for their annual lunch of wine and dinner. Janine leaves early to meet up with Erica, and Greg stays behind with the teacher crew, and they both tell each other that they'll see each other next year. In the teacher's lounge, Jacob arrives at the teacher's dinner and asks, did they get his dinner restriction list because he's invited himself. And not only did he invite himself, but he can't eat everything. Over at the club, Janine is with Erica waiting to get inside and trying not to look thirsty, although she thinks she wants a man. At the club, Gregory and his friends see Janine in a line with Erica, and Janine is surprised to see him, so they exchange formalities. Janine is feeling a bit uncomfortable because now I guess she feels like she's in school again, so she kind of pulls her coat closed. You know, she's a teacher, modest teacher. Ava passes the both of them with a couple of hotties because they're in the line and she does not speak to them. She's like, I don't speak to people. Ava is a mess. So she heads directly inside the club because, you know, Ava's VIP. Inside the club, Janine and Gregory are basically just eyeing each other. Erica's like, F all that, go have fun. And she sees her future ex boyfriend and goes to mingle. Ava is in the club twerking as she should be. She's grown in the club. Back at Abbott, Melissa and Barbara are trying to enjoy their meal, but Jacob keeps bringing up all this sad Christmas information and nobody wants it. He's kind of putting a damper on the holiday with that. At the club, Gregory's friend shows interest in Janine, but Gregory tries to talk him out of it because he likes Janine, even if he don't say it. Then he sees Ava, and Gregory tells him he'll regret it. His friend says that's perfect, but asks him to talk to anyone else, but other than his co-workers. His friend finds a new target, so he goes to talk to the girl. Gregory goes to talk to Janine and says that they should just be normal and, you know, dance, right? So they do. Dinner is ruined because of Jacob and all his sad facts and the fact that he just does not stop talking. Melissa runs outside and they're like, where is your coat? She's like, I got my liquor jacket on, which is a hypothetical coat. At the club, Erica asks Janine to turn around and back that ass up and make Juvenile proud. At school, Mr. Johnson lets Jacob know that he doesn't like Christmas either, but he doesn't spoil it for everyone. And he asked him to knock it off because he was ruining Christmas for everybody. In the club, Janine is doing terrible turning up, and Ava can't believe her work husband is grinding on her work nemesis, Gregory and Janine. Jacob realizes he's ruined Christmas, so he runs out to go buy a couple of Christmas gifts from the local corner store for Melissa and Barbara. Jacob admits that he's had a lot of bad memories of Christmas, so he apologizes for ruining Christmas for the both of them. At the club, it's starting to end, and Gregory and Janine are both outside in the snow, which they call beautiful. And then Gregory gets a text from Amber to meet him out, and Gregory asks Janine if she'll be fine at the club if he goes to meet Amber. As she tells him, "I'm good. Go have a break. You know, go have fun." After, and they both wish each other a happy break or whatever. After Gregory leaves, his friend Maurice approaches Janine and he makes her laugh and mildly flirts with her. He ain't gonna get it. He ain't gonna get it. I hope he don't get it. Now, I did watch Friday. Back at Abbott, it seems like Jacob has finally had a good Christmas memory sitting down with Barbara and Melissa. The club closes, and I don't know where Maurice went, but Janine says she's going to call it a night. But Ava invites Janine to go out with her after the club, so she goes out with her. And that wraps up the show. If you made it this far, I'd like to believe that you enjoyed yourself and you like what you see. And if you liked what you seen and you enjoyed yourself, please like this video for me, please. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and share because sharing is caring. Thank you so much for watching, to my tens and tens of friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. How I don't like being cold, and no, actually, I hate being cold. I had one who she was not a fan of celebrating holidays, but and mostly, actually, I had a couple because I remember the other one. Oh gosh, I love her. I miss her baby, but I do. It becomes tricky because they'll, for the most part, nobody really wants to partake in Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, but Halloween. The backstories behind these holidays are creepy. Not until, well, actually, we get what's this, January? Martin Luther King Day off. You want to buy me a gift? Buy me a gift, but don't put me in a gift. Don't put me in a grab bag. Jacob and Janine. Not Jacob. Gregory and Janine.